All right, it's Upians, guys. I'm gonna have another video for you here. I heard this on the news just the other day. I figure I'm gonna go ahead and put my 2 cents in it because been going on. There's been articles, documentaries, and news articles about this for like years, practically forever, and it's a growing problem. And I'm gonna do a video on this one because on our local news, and it's about mail order brides. Okay. And this one, I saw this guy on the news, and he looks like a pretty nice guy. He might look like your neighbor and one of your friends or something. So I'm not going to make this video to trash him and be mean to him. But I'm making this video because the news also said another thing I want to say too right off the bat is, yes, he did the right thing. Yeah, he called the news. Our local news reporter called Get Marty, which, yeah, he's cool. Well, me and the girlfriend watch him all the time. He did the right thing by bringing this to the news and the public attention because it become a national security issue and the FBI involved too with this particular deal. And I think it should become a more of a national security issue because people need to crack down on this shit. It ain't just people need to quit shaming people out of making this an issue because people are conned out of lots of money this way. It's been going on for years. And I'm tired of people trying to shame people out of saying anything, out of appearing to be insensitive and all that stuff. But and not to be mean to this guy, he generally looked like he got hurt feelings and he was built out a lot of money, conned out of a lot of money. But not to be mean, I will say is one of the things you have to twist my arm and why criticize him. And you would want to say this if it was one of your neighbors, an older guy, or whether it was your uncle who got some kind of, if it wasn't a mail order bride, you'd want to tell him this, not to hurt their feelings. Why in the damn hell did he have to, old guy, right? And it has to be a 20-year-old too. I mean, say this guy can be maybe some of you guys watching this video, maybe your uncle, and maybe it's not a mail order bride, it's some girl down the road. They want a sugar daddy, they're looking for money. But anyway, what they be doing, especially from out of the country, they're looking for somebody, especially a lonely old man, looking for the lonely old man, and women too. There's women I've seen on talk shows in the past, it's been going on for years, that lonely women, looking for money, saying all kind of shit that they don't check on it. And it's harder to check on. Like with the way the internet is, you can actually find ways to check on it now, but a lot of people get phony names. But they'll get marriage certificates and all that stuff, and anything you can, and according to the marriage. And if you get divorced, our law says, oh, you got to give them half the money or whatever the hell. And they have it all planned from the beginning. But my thing about this one, like I said, not to hurt the guy's feelings. What this woman does is wrong. It's a scam. The person's a piece of garbage for doing that. The thing I got on, say, I don't want to be mean to anybody who's the victim, but why the hell did he have to have, of all the mail order brides he had to pick, how come it has to be a damn 20-year-old girl? What, he couldn't find somebody like closer to his age or even a few years younger? In your 60s and you need a 20-year-old girl. But yeah, I'm not saying too that somebody if he got a mail order bride in the 40s or 50s, that they wouldn't do the same thing, because hell yeah, they do. You know what I mean? But I mean, even what mail order bride does out of the picture, put aside, my personal thing is, I'm grateful for the girlfriend I got right now. Hey, we haven't had a fight in 4 years. No big old fights or anything. And she's in my age group. But I could not picture myself, okay, I'm going to be 44 years old in April, when the turn of the year here, and when April comes around after the winter's going to be about over, I'll be 44, and I could never picture myself, even if I didn't meet the girlfriend I have now, I could never picture I'm, like, say, going to be 44, and I could never picture, say I didn't meet the girlfriend I'm with now, picture myself even trying to pick up a 20-year-old, even say if we were friends somewhere, I knew him from somewhere. I couldn't see myself trying to actually get them to have a relationship, be all flirting and trying to have them be hanging with me outside of wherever they're at, or talking to 20-year-olds in a supermarket. I'm freaking going to be 44, and I couldn't see myself doing that, whatever the intention is. I mean, if they're friendly or whatever. I mean, come on. I mean, I think that's freaking ridiculous. I mean, there are people that do that and get married, and I met some that worked out, and they were nice people, and as far as I seen, there was no trouble. But you know what? That's and you know another thing else too. It's freaking cold out here, and I'm gonna have to start realizing that for one thing and making this video. But yeah, I in good conscience. I mean, yeah, there's a thing about looking at girls and admire girls' pictures and stuff like this. But I'm like I said, I would rather look at girls and admire whatever age group that they can actually do stuff that I might want to try to do, like fitness-wise. You know what I mean? That's the best way. I mean, I couldn't picture myself. I think that a lot of shit gets out of hand. I think a lot of shit is getting out of hand the whole way around with mail-order brides put aside, in relationships. Guys be... I don't think even guys my age shouldn't be freaking looking for 20-year-olds and shit, like, depending on the circumstances. I couldn't see myself. I think it's intellectually dishonest, like trying to meet some 20-year-old that maybe I'm talking to, that's, whether it's like, say it's a friend of mine's niece or cousin or daughter or friend. I think it's freaking. There's some people that approve of it, but I don't care for it. I could never even do that. It just ain't right. It doesn't feel right. But it's actually stupid. But yeah, anyway, that's my take on it. And yeah, like I said, that's the only thing that I see really wrong. Not to be mean to this guy, but come on, yeah, of all the mail-order brides, you had to freaking take a 20-year-old. And my point is the 20-year-olds are worse for this, because these career people that do that to con people, they're young and ambitious, and they're ready to commit pull off a perfect scam. And when they're young, they feel very entitled, and they think Americans are rich, like, and everything else, like every single American. And yeah, because that's what I wanted to say before I end this video too. If any of you guys got this far, that's another point I wanted to make too. If you got this far in this video, is there's this. It dovetails in, and it's very relevant. What these people from these other countries think of us Americans, like imperialistic, the imperialistic stereotype. Oh, we just have all this money coming out of our ass, take advantage of it and con out of it, or whatever the hell too. And there's and there's a lot of us that have to bust our ass a little bit more for what we get, or we're underemployed and have to maybe get some kind of benefits or partial benefits or something, and like to sign up for, like if you find yourself unemployed or underemployed, then you get older guys, if they worked and got good Social Security, or they did good for themselves and they got older and they're retired. And yeah, there's a saying that a fool and his money are soon parted. You know what I mean? But then there's also these assholes too that get rich by scamming everybody. Scamming everybody and everything else too. But yeah, we got a syndrome that this should be a national security issue, because right off the bat, these scam artists are doing this because they're stereotyping all Americans, like, even a lot of them European countries don't really like us. And how the United Nations and the CFR is a freaking joke. That some of these countries, we get along in case there's a war, we can put sanctions against some other country that's potentially terrorist. But you know what? They're passive aggressive against us. They stereotype Americans like we're everything from victimizers, we're spoiled, we're this, we're that, we're just these imperialistic people that have all this money, And even we're getting blamed, and everybody else in the country, we're blamed for the poverty in the rest of the world. And meanwhile, hell, we got poverty in this own country that we have conflicts in with our own country. I don't want to go on and on about, but you know, that's the idea. One of my things in the argument too, I might as well throw that in, is that this imperialistic, you see people like Jim Quinn, Hansberger, and your Alex Jones, all these different people talk about how we're being stereotyped in this country as Americans, and they have this opinion about us, and they think it's right to any of American that actually has money that, yeah, go and do the mail order bride thing. Young, ambitious scam artist, young girl. Yeah, look at me. I scammed a dumb American about money. Like, they feel that they're entitled to this money because, yeah, this old man maybe was just another American that oppressed them somehow, so they're entitled to it. So it's like the money is also a trophy. Yeah, look at me. And plus, maybe there's a little bit of princess syndrome in there, too. But, yeah, the young, yeah, not to be mean to the guy, but the fact that he picked a young girl, I'm not trying to belittle him, but that makes it more dangerous because young and ambitious, you know what I mean? It's easier for a young girl to pull this off than an older woman, you know what I mean? And somewhere out there, maybe, I think somewhere out there, too, to be fair, mail order brides did work. I mean, there's some stories, maybe this old guy brought this older woman out from somewhere, and it works out, and they're happy ever after. And then there are people that brought a wife back when they were in the Army, brought them back. I mean, shoot, I lived in a steel mill town that nobody's hardly ever heard of, that the late Henry Mancini used to call home. And we had, not that these neighbors were our big friends or anything, but we heard a story about this old Italian guy. He was in the military, and he brought his wife back from Sicily or whatever the hell. Whether he was Italian, I don't know, but yeah, there was a lot of Italian people in my town. And then the other part of the town, you know. But anyway, yeah, some people brought their wives back when they were in the military, brought them to this country somehow when they served, you know, back when there was a war way back when. And some of them worked. They're trying to get a better life. Some of them worked, some of them didn't, you know what I mean? But, all right. Freezing my ass off out here because I'm forgetting that it's actually getting cold. But that's it for this video.